Well, for those that are new to this channel, this topic is probably going to seem a little off the wall, a little out in left field, as they would say, some sort of just random topic. But for those that have been subscribed for any length of time, even probably from the beginning, you know that I cover a wide range of topics, from leaf blowers, if you know, you know, to politics, to relationships, insurance companies, just really whatever. So today we are covering acorns. Acorns. And I hope you're ready to have this conversation because I'm ready to talk about it. So without further ado, let's jump in. Okay, so quick question. How many of y'all, when I mentioned acorns, already had a reference? Something you thought of? Whether it was this,
My acorn is missing.
Squeak, squeakin', squeak, squeakity.
Did you eat the acorn?
Squeaker, squeak, squeak, squeakin'.
You owe me a new acorn.
Squeak, 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 squeakers.
Squeaking.
I'm so proud of you guys.
or perhaps it was this. Now, whatever your reference point was for acorns, whether it was either one of those two clips or something different, or perhaps you already know what I'm about to tell you. But my hope is that by the end of this video, your outlook will either have changed or you'll think of them differently. Because if I'm honest, when I thought of acorns, not only did I think of those two clips as well, but I always just thought of them as stuff that kind of fell from trees that weren't really important, that I just kind of saw on the ground. Discardables. When I looked into it, come to find out, acorns actually have the potential to grow into oak trees. Now, I'm going to put some of these references up on the screen so that you can see what I'm talking about. But only 10,000 of them typically have the potential to turn into oak trees. Not all acorns, only 10,000 of them. Now that's a small number in the grand scheme of things when you think about trees and how many acorns there are, only 10,000. But it kind of spawned this idea or this thought. And first I want to show you what an oak tree looks like, in case you have not seen it or don't remember. Now, they're quite massive. They're quite huge trees. Really, really huge trees. And when you think of acorns, they're these tiny little things. Tiny little things. And these tiny little things with this tough exterior has the potential to grow into that. Now, that leads me to this clip from none other than actually A Bug's Life. And I don't know how many of you guys actually remember this, but I got this clip to show you about Flick and Dot. Now, check this out, and then I want to unpack this a little bit because this really does kind of drive the point home of what I want to focus on. So check this out.
I'm never gonna make a difference.
Me neither. I'm a royal ant and I can't even fly yet. I'm too little.
Oh, being little's not such a bad thing.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
It's two.
Is not.
It's two.
Is not.
It's
It's
two,
not. It's
two,
not. It's not.
two.
It's not. Oh, a seed. I need a seed. Here. Pretend that that's a seed.
It's a rock.
Oh, I know it's a rock. I know, but let's just pretend for a minute that it's a seed, all right? We'll just use our imaginations. Now, do you see our tree? Everything that made that giant tree is already contained inside this tiny little seed. All it needs is some time, a little bit of sunshine and rain, and voila!
This rock will be a tree.
Seed to tree. You've got to work with me here, all right? Okay. Now, you might not feel like you can do much now, but that's just because, well, you're not a tree yet. You just have to give yourself some time. You're still a seed.
But it's a rock.
I know it's a rock! Don't you think I know a rock when I see a rock? I've spent a lot of time around rocks!
You're weird, but I like you.
Now, you see what Flick was telling Dot there? That you might not think that you could do much now, but with time, a little bit of water and some sunlight, and voila, you can grow into this massive tree. But you're a seed right now. You're a seed. Same thing with the acorns. They're really tiny right now, but they have the potential. So I want us thinking about how many of us kind of discount ourselves, the impact that we have just in other people's lives, like those around us. If we just say, oh, we don't really mean much. I'm just a nobody. I just work this thankless job. I just do this or do that. I'm nobody. I'm just a number on a sheet. Maybe to some, maybe to the company that you work for, perhaps. But you are not just a number. You are not just some insignificant thing that does not matter. Each and every one of us has the potential to be great, the potential to do great things, to impact people's lives, to inspire people, to motivate people, to influence people. And we have to tap into that. Like, there's only 10,000 acorns that have the potential to be oak trees. There is the potential within all of us, to be something, to leave our stamp, maybe, for the rest of the world, to our family members, to our relatives, to our friends, to our coworkers. We all have this potential. And it's kind of sad that a lot of us just let it go. They don't tap into it, and they just live their life in the background. And I know that we can impact people. Like, our voice, it might seem small, but it can drive change, and big change, if we allow God to use us the way He wants to. Now, remember this scripture about the seeds that fall on these thorny paths and, among thorns and rocks, and then among good soil? That scripture that talks about that. We have the potential to be great if we are put in the proper soil, not amongst thorns and rocks and just the road where people can kind of trample on it. We all have the potential within us. But do we tap into it? Do we use it? Do we let God use us? Or do we live in fear and anxiety that, who am I? Who am I to talk to people like this? Who am I to stand on a stage? Or who am I to inspire somebody else? I'm a measly person. I mean, I don't know if you remember Moses in the Bible, the excuses that he gave to God. I'm not an eloquent speaker. I don't know how to say all this stuff. And what did God tell him? Who made your mouth? Like, I will give you the words to say. And even then, Moses kept coming up with excuse after excuse after excuse. So eventually, God told him that he would use Aaron as the spokesperson. But God really picked Moses. How many of us try to discount our potential, the stuff that's within us to be able to impact others? How many of us discount it and just write it off as, nah, I can't do that, without even trying? I mean, in my own life, I've wanted to start a YouTube channel for a long time, and I kept putting it off and putting it off. Who would want to listen to me? Who would want to hear what I have to say? And at the time of recording this video, I have 80 subscribers. 80 subscribers. That's who wants to listen to me. And the potential is there, and I'm tapping into it now to be able to hopefully inspire others, and the potential for this to grow and become bigger, for the glory of God. But if I never started, I wouldn't have 80 subscribers. I'd have 0, because I'd still not have started. But now that I've started and I've been doing this, I now have 80 subscribers, and I have a platform that I get to lift others up and let them tell their story as well, which is also important, their testimony. So just think about the potential that you have within you and tap into that. Let God lead you. Don't hold back, and don't make excuses. Let's actually tap into our potential that we have and actually use it. Let God use it for His glory. Now, with that testimony, I do want to say, next week, I have a testimony for you. And it's a good friend of mine, Dr. Bob Clough. He's actually going to be sharing his testimony, and it's exciting. I can't wait for you guys to hear it. His story and what he's been through, amazing. So I hope you guys will tune in for that. Until then, I just want to say, please make sure to like and subscribe and share this video with others. Just spread the inspiration. Let them know that their potential is only as good as they allow God to let them use. If you shut it down, then you're not really going to do much. You're just going to go through life, probably feel unfulfilled, feel like there's something more. But if you allow God to use you and tap into it, guess what? You'll have a whole lot more meaning and actually feel fulfilled, because you'll be doing things for God's glory. So thank you guys so much for watching, and please tune in next week. I really hope that you guys will check out the testimony of Dr. Bob, because it's exciting. I can't wait for you guys to hear it. So until then, stay safe, and as always, God bless.